Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Alex and Kristen plan for Adoration lethal casualty Clyde's colossal misfortune. Days of Our Lives uncovers that Paulina Cost said thanks to Abe Carver for diverting her in bed, however she needed to prevent him from doing it again since she needed to compose the declaration for Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree's wedding. When Abe learned that Paulina would be marrying him on Valentine's Day, she didn't have much time to get ready, which made Abe happy. After Abe proposed to contribute, Paulina got a call from her PCP and discovered that her protuberance had to be developed in light of her ultrasound results. Paulina's medical procedure was being climbed to the furthest limit of the week, so she became apprehensive since she assumed she had additional opportunity to get ready. In the town square on Tuesday's Days episode, Kristen DiMera cut her call off with the goal that she could converse with Alex Kyriakis. Kristen provoked Alex over Teresa Donovan's position at Titan and her insight into his sweetheart's backslide, yet Alex demanded Teresa was in the groove again now. After Kristen hyped Teresa and Brady Dark's bond, Alex conceded his own relationship with Teresa may be ill-fated on the off chance that he was unable to divert Brady's consideration. Since Brady and Kristen were both single, Alex recommended Kristen ought to reunite with him and set up Rachel Dark's back. Alex likewise extended to Kristen another employment opportunity at Titan and figured she could invest more energy in Brady's circle, so she consented to think about the thought. Notwithstanding, Alex brought up Kristen would need to do her part and be more liberal with appearance, particularly when it came to family sleepovers that could assist with holding. Kristen referenced that they'd need to keep each other in the know, however she protested Alex, considering it spying and meddling. All things being equal, Kristen liked to consider it gathering intel. Alex felt like they were doing something to be thankful for that'd bring about his bliss with Teresa, Kristen's joy with Brady and Rachel's joy most importantly. Kristen gave an impromptu speech to Bliss then, at that point, and clumped her espresso mug with Alex's water bottle. At Statesville on Days episode, Clyde Weston addressed the PDA reserved in his bunk and certainly was disturbed about the news he got. Clyde blasted the stupid people who let this happen and insisted that it wasn't the other person's call to make. The call was clearly about the medication attack that just went down on the edge of town. At a distribution center on DOL show, official Goldman was stirred up in the wake of releasing her gun interestingly on the job, which brought about the end of a thought culprit street pharmacist. Official Phillips kept an eye on Goldman, who likewise had a discussion with Jada tracker Elia Cantu. Jada shared a tale about her own battles whenever she first shot somebody working and appeared to assist Goldman with adapting. Phillips provided updates on what he had heard and seen at the warehouse, including 2 gunshots and a baffling flash. Harris Michaels was disappointed over losing a street pharmacist who might have been an immediate connection to Clyde, yet Rafe Hernandez felt the effective medication strike was as yet a success. At the point when Chad DiMera and Everett Lynch seemed to get a remark for their new story, Harris made sense of for Rafe that he guaranteed them one. Rafe didn't get why Harris would give Everett and Chad a restrictive scoop on the most recent assault, however Harris made sense of it was so they'd sit on their tail about Lucas Horton. After Rafe gave Everett a remark and some data about the medication bust, Harris stressed over Clyde's response and realized he'd believe that somebody should pay. On the episode of Days in Statesville, Chad and Everett talked to Clyde in the visitor's room. He met Everett and made fun of Chad for owning the Spectator. Clyde acted ignorant about the assault and urged Chad about Abigail DiMera's downfall, so Chad almost went after him until Everett kept him down. Everett and Chad needled Clyde about losing a huge number of dollars on lost item in the strike, so Clyde attempted to conceal his erupting emotion. After Clyde recommended he'd loathe for anything to happen to Chad and Everett's friends and family back in Salem, Everett clarified that he wasn't frightened of void dangers. Chad likewise guaranteed Chad that he'd carry out 2 life punishments once they uncovered every one of his violations, so Clyde left the room irritably. Days of Our Lives say Clyde will take a few wrathful actions soon, so remain tuned. Alex and Kristen share any useful info on Teresa and Brady. On the episode of Days of Our Lives, spoilers bother that Alex and Kristen examine their ongoing associations with Teresa and Brady. Associating and empathizing. It's just normal for Alex and Kristen to have to vent about their ongoing adoration lives or deficiency in that department. Separately, neither of them has many friends who can lend a hand when they need it. So it's a good idea that notwithstanding being a piece of opponent families, they some way or another wind up going to one another. Subsequently, search for both Alex and Kristen to examine their flow circumstances with Teresa and Brady, and envious Alex is messed up over any potential sentiments Teresa has for Brady as well as the other way around. Furthermore, an exhausted Kristen needs clearness on why Brady won't return her sentiments. Will Alex and Kristen basically focus on their different issues? Or on the other hand, will they make substantial plans/answers for how to keep Teresa and Brady separated? Salem PD, opiates. Chief Ray Fernandez and the Salem Police Office are staying at work past 40 hours. As a matter of fact, they're taking the necessary steps to prevent corrupted drugs from overwhelming the town. Up to this point, the great battle includes drug assaults, a lot of captures, and focusing on Clyde, the man behind the scourge. The police are going to direct another assault. Will it find success like so many others previously, or a bust like the one at the bistro? Furthermore, Chad and Everett visit Clyde at Statesville. This makes certain to be a setting-off cooperation for Chad, considering Clyde is in jail for killing Abby. Can Chad control his emotions in front of Clyde while Everett and Clyde question the drug trader? Or on the other hand, will he release sacred damnation on the killer? No show. At last, Abe and Paulina are amidst another period of their marriage. Notwithstanding Abe's cognitive decline and Paulina's ongoing well-being circumstance, they can at last express they're in an extraordinary spot with regards to their relationship. Abe and Paulina have a wonderful morning together after spending a memorable night together. One where they can disregard the show. What's more, they can appreciate one another and focus on their adoration and all the energy in their lives. Will this snapshot of rapture last? Days of Our Lives reveals that Chad DiMera and Everett Lynch confront Clyde Weston in Clyde vs. Chad, Kristen and Alex's meeting, Abe Bliss, and another drug raid. Kristen DiMera and Alex Kyriakis talk about Brady Dark and Teresa Donovan. Days of Our Lives features Abe Carver and Paulina Cost are in rapture. Furthermore, one more medication strike is directed by the Salem Police Division. Abe Carver and Paulina Price's Bliss DOL from Days of Our Lives reveals that Abe and Paulina were intimate for the first time since Paulina's brain injury. Abe and Paulina were cozy in additional ways than one. Other than genuinely, Abe and Paulina had an open, legitimate, and holding conversation. Paulina conceded she went to the medical clinic that morning. Days of Our Lives Clyde vs. Chad, Kristen and Alex's gathering, Abe Joy, another medication assault. As the two talked, it truly appeared to be that they were reconnecting on a more profound level. Expect Abe to spend a pleasant morning together when Tuesday's episode airs. On the day of Kristen DiMera's meeting, Alex and Kristen will meet in Horton Town Square. Holding an expendable mug of espresso, Kristen and Alex have a discussion. Kristen will discuss Brady as Alex drills down into Teresa. Long-lasting fans know that when Teresa was pregnant with Tate Dark, Kristen had Dr. Wilhelm Rolf move the incipient organism into her paunch. Additionally, read week-by-week update, Kate's intel, Tate's 9/11, Paulina's a medical procedure, Kristen and Alex sympathize. Brady and Teresa didn't realize they had a child until after Kristen conveyed the child, who had a clinical issue. Thus, there is a ton of history there and Alex should re-evaluate drilling down into Teresa's concerns. Also, let's see what happens because Kristen always seems to hook Brady. Days of Our Lives Chad DiMera vs. Clyde Weston. Days of Our Lives uncover that Clyde will get one more guest in jail. It is Chad and Everett, who request to meet with Clyde for a story they are accomplishing for the Observer. During that strained conversation, Clyde offers something that makes Chad detonate. Clyde presumably raises Abigail DiMera. That makes Chad genuinely rush at Clyde, however Everett keeps him down. Chad should be cautious as he has two small kids. DOOL. On fans can likewise expect the Salem Police Depart.